All right, all right. Good morning. Let's do this. We're back. Battle wounds tested. I had to drink my sorrows yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. I enjoyed the rest of the day at the pool. Took some time to relax. Good morning to everyone. Yes, yesterday was a brutal one. Let's see we can shake it off. Put the other side of the chin on for it today, and let's see if we can make something happen. Good morning, Yusuf. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. 6:20 a.m. here in Arizona. What am I looking for? All right, so we have previous day high at 100. This level here, I hope we don't hit it before the open. This 680 level has been playing out since yesterday. Then we have the gap fill, which is not too far from us, around 60. We're hovering right above this range that I've been talking about for weeks now, 22,800 to 23,000. That has been playing out for quite some time now. And that is what I am looking at in terms of direction. We are at, we hit the pivot point at 2320, call it. And we've been trying to push above this. Bears, even with the Powell news yesterday, have not been able to flush below this level, 22,800. We've been talking about this range now for 3 weeks, and we're just there. I mean, sure, we're now in the 23,100 area, but technically I still see this range. We just haven't gone anywhere. It's been up and down, up and down. You literally can hold. Had I held my position yesterday a little longer, I probably would have walked out with some green, which is very interesting. But anyways, we're shaking off yesterday. Let's take a look at the plan. Are we going to come back and test some of these levels? Previous day close, overnight low, 23,000 for a test and a bounce. We hovered around this during the overnight as well. So let's see what we've got. That's the 15-minute. Let's come back into the 1 minute now. Let me just make sure I'm not on micros. I was trading some micros last night. Okay, here we go. So I think we're good. Here we go. Here's that level that here's the range that I was talking about, 22,800 to 23,000. And that's the plan. Let's see if we get a pullback somewhere down here. If we just rally, we got to see what happens at the overnight high. Potential short area there for initial pullback. But bulls are in control. It's going to be very difficult to short unless we see, strong movements or just scalping. Let's take a look at financial juice. What do we have today in terms of news? So in terms of news, we had jobless claims earlier at 5:30. I don't think much happened, or 8:30 Eastern. I don't see it moving that much. Nothing burger. Jobless claims. All right, let's go. 7 a.m. We got Fed speaker at 10 a.m. These times are 3 hours behind, so I'm looking at Arizona time. So 10 a.m. we do have a Fed speaker. Noon we have a Fed speaker and a White House press briefing. Trump and his tweets yesterday got me. Trump was brutal with his Powell tweets. I'm going to fire you, then I'm not going to fire you. I'm going to fire you. I'm not going to fire you. And the market just went 80 points up, 100 points down, 80 points up. It was a wild ride yesterday for sure. But that's what we got. We got 5 minutes to go. Let me have a sip of coffee. And that is the plan. Good morning to everyone. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Let's see, retail sales. Yes, they came in stronger at 3.9. Retail sales at where did I go? 3.9. So the interesting part is I didn't see much of a move at 8:30 when retail news was laid out. So that's what we got. That's what we got for today. No significant news other than a Fed speaker at 10 a.m. Let's see if we can get some green today. 4 minutes to the open. Let me set my alarm for the 15-minute opening range. And good luck to everyone. Let's try to keep it green. Make sure my trade copier is on. It is on. All right, we're good. Market opens in 4 minutes. $8:30 news today definitely didn't do much for the market in terms of movement. 3 minutes for the casino to open. Let me go grab some more coffee, and I will be right back. Alrighty. We're at the 3-minute mark. Casino opens in 3 minutes. Good morning to everyone. Hope you all have a green day. Gotta be a little more patient today. I watched some of my trading yesterday. I was a little too quick on the trigger on that opening. So going to be a little more. And also I was very stubborn. Refusal to take a small loss. All right, what do we got? 2 minutes? 2 minutes? Let me just check a couple things here and we'll get this party going. All right, 1 minute. Got 30 seconds. Let's see what we get today. Good morning to everyone. Ten seconds. All right, casino's open. See what we get here. All right, looks like minor fireworks so far. Little bounce at that 93 area, that the 200 SMA bounce. That was short-lived. Another test of that 200. Wilson Kondo, good morning, brother. Thanks for tuning in. We're doing it here in New York now. Let's see if we get some green today. Came down and tested the 200 SMA. I'm looking for a stronger pullback here for a potential long. Looking at that first at the 60 to 80 level. If we flush below that, then I'm obviously waiting for the gap fill down here. And then attempting a potential long. Two areas that I'm watching, this area right here, or potential this area for long. Struggling to flush below the 200 SMA and VWAP. It just hit VWAP. And attempting to bounce, but I'd like a stronger pullback. So going to be patient. All right, here's that flush that I'm talking about. Let's see if we get the full gap fill and what she does down here. All right, there's the flush. I'm going to enter on a long there, knowing that we may flush to previous day close, and if it won't bounce here, then I'll set my stop probably right below previous day close. See if we get the bounce at the 80 level that I talked about. Struggling for that bounce at 80. Struggling on that bounce. All right, let's see if we get okay, there we go. Still not convinced. I think it still needs more downside before the true bounce, but let's be patient on this one. I am tightening my stop to the lower wick now. Needs to push above the 9 EMA for the bounce to be valid, otherwise we flush right back down, and at this point I'm not taking the drawdown further than this wick. So tighter stop. There we go. All right, now I got to make some decisions. If we don't push above the 9, then I got to clip it and just walk out with a little bit of profit for now. If we do push, then you got resistance here at the 200 and the 20 SMA. All right, a little resistance there at the 9. I'm letting it breathe. Oh, still not convincing me on a bounce. I am going to let it breathe. I did tighten my stop as well. And if she's going to flush down, then, you know, it is what it is. Testing the low of that initial push down. See if it holds. Another attempt at the 9. Let's see what happens at the 9 now. I would think that if they fail, yep, whoa, that was a pullback at the 9. I think if they fail now, then I'll probably get stopped out, and then we'll try another long somewhere down here. All right, there goes the push. And they push above the 9. Or are they going to fail again at the 9? They need to push above the 9 at this point because, come on, push. All right, we're getting to push above the 9. Oh, no, we're not. Nope. All right, at this point, I am going to move my stop. Oops. I won't allow it to flush again. Why is it doing this? Hold on. Right below this bottom wick. So we'll grab some green if it flushes down again. Struggling at the 9. Okay, so we're out. We got a little bit of green there. Nothing impressive yet. So it's consolidating. Let's wait for a stronger flush. The bounce didn't happen immediately. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just not happening as fast as I want it. And I'm not going to risk a further pullback after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consolidation candles. Now, that's not to say the bounce won't happen. It's just not quick enough for what I want. So in terms of chart patterns, we are starting to build this descending channel. I would probably build it around the top wicks. There we go. So the initial bounce did not play out. We got a little bit of green. So now we're waiting for resolution of this channel. Maybe come back and test, hit that previous day close, and then attempt another long somewhere down here. If we break out, well, then be it. I'm letting it go. Like I said, it just didn't happen as quick as I want. I'm scalping. I'm not necessarily building a position right now. Very slow, very slow. So I don't know what we'll be able to get today. All right, now the bounces are testing the top of that descending channel. See if it breaks out or it respects it and comes back down. If I get one more pullback, I'll attempt a long somewhere down here. But if that's the breakout, then I gotta let it go. All right, now it's breaking out. See if we get a pullback. If the rally starts here, then we got to figure out how to participate in this without getting trapped. We're in a tight 50-point range. Pushing. Morning, Peter. Welcome to the stream. All right, so we are pushing above. Where's my overnight high? Up here. We're pushing. It's a slow push, but it's nonetheless pushing. So we're at the pivot point right now. Let's see what happens here. This is a 30-minute pivot point that it's pushing like it's butter. All right, 15-minute opening range in 2 minutes. Are they going to give him the breakout, or is it going to be another fake out? Here we go. All right, let's see if we can test these moving averages again. Potentially test VWAP at 90. This area right here, potential long. If the bulls are going to play, the bulls are going to rally today, then we may get another bounce, another pullback. Otherwise, let's be patient today. It's slow and deceiving price action. This is the price action I struggle with when it's really slow and it becomes a grind up. You almost got to hop on and just ride with the bulls, or you'll miss the whole move. But based on some of the price action yesterday, I'm afraid of those 50, 60-point 1-minute candles. Morning, JC. That other JC, good morning. Good morning to everyone. All All right, so it's tempting the 15-minute opening range. 15-minute opening range has been established. It's about 62 points. Orb players are playing this breakout. Can we get a little pullback here, and then maybe I'll participate? If we blast through, then we make it a little tricky. Very tight. Very, very tight. As usual, tempting that 15-minute. Just loves to do that. All the orb players are right here playing that breakout. And NQ just loves to tempt, 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 tempt. And then you either get the breakout or the fake out. It is building a pattern here though, a little channel. Okay, so another pullback. Okay, it tempted the 15-minute opening range and taking a minor pullback. Let's see how far this one goes. It's not able to push below the 9, which is good for the breakout. It's tempting. Tempting everybody there. All right, there's the break. For attempted break. Tempting to push. Tempting. Looks like it's just going to be a slow grind, but it's definitely playing out. Yeah, it's a slow grind, which makes it a little more complicated, but usually when they do the slow grind, it actually plays in the bull's favor. It's holding. Just can't trust it when it's this slow, but it's definitely playing out. Very slow, but hard to participate. It makes it deceiving. There's the pop. All right, shoulda, woulda, coulda. All right, let's see what happens at 60, 70 area. Now it makes it a little tricky to hop on in FOMO. But if the bulls are going to ride this today, it's how much do you want to wait to get in? Pivot point at 170. Yeah, it's this slow grind up, and they're effective at it. In other words, it is pushing up, which makes it trickier to enter. But you end up watching it and miss the whole play. All right, we're getting an attempt at a pullback now. The bulls are going to continue this. This may be the only pullback or the failure of that pivot point up there. All right, let's see how harsh this pullback is. It's could be it for a pullback. That may be all we get for a pullback. Makes it even tougher to participate. Tricky, tricky. Ideally, I'd want a stronger pullback to enter, but we've seen this before where you're sitting there waiting for a pullback and you're just watching this thing grind up in this channel and you refuse to enter and you miss a good part of the play. So it's tricky, tricky. So maybe if it does respect this bottom, comes back up, and then comes back down, I'll have to consider an position entering around here on the pullback of this top. Tricky as hell, but you can wait and watch the whole thing play out or participate. So we didn't see the top yet. I need to see the top and then come back down. The best thing that could happen is it fails and comes back down for a pullback. We all want the pullback, Peter. But there's days where you're in these channels very tight and it just grinds up and it doesn't give you a stronger pullback, and then you end up missing the whole thing, which makes it very deceiving because we're all waiting for a stronger pullback to participate, and the market won't give it. Then you see this, and then a blast off. Decisions, decisions, decisions. And it's looking like it wants to pop to this right now. You'll see a quick, and then you're like, I can't get in that. Makes it tricky. You remember last week, I was like, I'm not going to let this one go. And it was a grind day. And I entered, let's say, up here. And yeah, it gave me 30, 40 points. But it's a tricky entry. So you feel very uncomfortable. But that's what the market does. It's the uncomfortable positions sometimes that are the juiciest. There it is, and you'll see the pop right here. I came close to pulling the trigger. Just tricky, man. But let's let it go. Let's see if there's a pullback. If it pushes through, then I'm going to let this one go. The entry would have been down here somewhere anyways. Now I'm just trying to chase it. Chasing it without a pullback, it's just not. Just feel uncomfortable, that's all. Yeah, I saw that hammer candle. Oh, there's the pop. So this is what we'll have to watch. If it does pop up here and then comes back down and respects it, ooh, it's going to be hard not to participate at that point. But you do have the pivot point right there at 170. So obviously it wants that pivot point. That was a 20-point scalp entering right here. Ugh. Now the FOMO starts building because you're watching this, you're missing the play, and you want to enter. And then when you finally decide to enter, you get the pullback you were waiting for, and you're stopped out. Ugh. Damn grind channels. And the funny thing is, these tight channels are so well respected, it's almost like I have to stop doubting it. It plays out every single time this way. Every single time. Tighter the channel, the stronger the play. Now, the tighter the channel, the stronger the reversal. In other words, it'll be a quick flush down if it does happen. Eric. That's funny. Oh man, and I identified this I think it was last week, and I finally said to myself, on the next pullback, get in. It's not going to give you more than a 5 or 10 point pullback. You either get in or you lose the play. Oh man. But I'm at a pivot point, man. Is this thing really going to blast through that pivot point? Well, you know NQ. It'll do what you don't think it'll do. So it looks like I'm going to be like a deer with headlights, just watching this grind up. Should I enter here? Should I enter here? And you missed the whole play. Unbelievable. All right, pivot point. Let's see if we just touched the pivot point. Let's see it rejects here. No rejection. I think Bulls are in control today. This is tough. This is tough to trade. No pullback at a pivot point. Tells you how strong they are. That is a break of structure here at 170. Wow. All-time high is at 220 area. We're hitting definitely a little bit of resistance here. And another bottom touch, and it holds. And pivot point for sure. Right at the pivot point. Without any signs of a rejection. That's strength for the Bulls. And they just keep grinding it, and you just keep watching it. Just keep watching these points go up without you making money. Here comes another pop. But the channel, man, it's holding. See, let's watch it pop again. It goes to the next level and it comes back and you still keep watching it, and it just gives you a whole grind, a whole 100-point move grinding up, and we're stuck just watching it. Oh, hate grind days. All right, this is a pivot. This is normally where I should have shorted, but undecided today. Grind days throw me off. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't read price action with grind days. All right, here's an attempt at a pullback. If they negate that 5-minute candle and they turn it red, and we may have a reversal here. But remember that 9 EMA. 9 EMA for the last 2 weeks has been the brutal decider of price action. If it supports, then we continue up. Been supporting this move so far. Indecision. That may have been our pullback. We got this pullback and we got this pullback, and that could be it. If you didn't enter, keep watching. Ay, 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 ay. It's so deceiving. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If it continues this slow, I'm not going to do it to myself. I'll walk out. It's not the price action I'm comfortable with. Usually I make mistakes with this type of price action, mainly fighting the trend. So sometimes you got to identify where your weaknesses are. This price action is usually where I start making mistakes. Usually it's because I try to trade against the trend. In other words, this is a pivot point. In my mind, a pivot point is a rejection area. I'll short, and I refuse to see this directional move and end up taking drawdown for no reason. This is simply consolidation within a bull rally. It's just slow, and you keep grinding up. So let's see how it plays out. But sometimes, at least for me, I have to understand where I'm weak at trading, and this is the sign. This slow price action, slow grinds. I get it. respect the trend and just hop on a pullback and then be patient and ride it up, I just don't do well. Just for whatever reason, I feel very uncomfortable on those entries. I did it last week live, and it played out, but just no, very uncomfortable. Anyways, let's see if we get a pullback and how far. But I may have to be a little more patient and wait longer. All right, so here's a pullback. At least it played out right. Bull stair step it, bears take the elevator down. That's where you gotta play the chart. This was clearly the pivot point. There's always reversals at pivot point. This little grind just threw me off. It is what it is. All right, we're testing this area, which was the initial rejection area right before the open. Maybe that's the pullback, and now they take it from here. Tricky. Yep, it just killed that juicy 5-minute candle. All right, I'm gonna have to be a little hands off. Let's give it another half hour. See what direction they want to go. So they came to the pullback to the pivot point, and initial rejection there, about 30 points now on that pullback. 25. If they're testing this area right here, oops. If they're testing this area, well, it's holding. We're not seeing a flush below that, and we can continue to the upside. But this price action is throwing me off. I'm not liking it. Peter Chan, yeah, we're getting close to the 30-minute candle, right? It's got a couple points left before we drop all the way below it. Hasn't broken the 30-minute candle to the downside. I am watching it. The last two, it's holding the top of the last 230, which is good. If that's the support level, then there is a play to the upside here. But it's so slow, like how long do you have to wait for confirmation? All right, welcome to the Asia session. Oh boy. All right, let's wait for that 5-minute refresh or reset on some of the oscillators. If it's a stronger pullback, let's let it play out. All right, that's the second test of this level, right? Boom, boom, and now we're testing it again. Huh. Well, this may have been the move. If you miss this move, you're stuck in slow price action. Summer trading for you. All right, that whole move is pretty much being torn apart right now. NASDAQ. All right, I'm going to hop on CNBC and see if there's any potential Trump speaking today or news. What do we got today? Yeah, not doing anything. Yeah, Peter, I'm looking at that. I think you're right. I think, retest of 23,100 area, right? That's where your VWAP is set. It could play it nasty. It could come back down and test our previous day high and bounce there. That matches VWAP. If it wants to get dirty, then it may come down to test this 80 area that I was eyeing right at the open. This 80 area has been an area of support and resistance throughout the week. Tricky. So maybe entertain a balance of VWAP and 2380, somewhere around 2390. And then you got the 200 SMA down at 80 as well, so probably a long in this area. call it a day if the market just crashes on us. Hugo, you're in a short. Nicely done. Yep, it's you got the algo playing out, right? You got that little selling algo that just formed. Look at all these little dojis. Doji. And that's your bull flag right there. Is that pop right out? All right, let's continue to be patient. Hugo, no, we're watching, man. Well, I didn't take the short. I'm assuming somebody in the chat did, but I haven't taken a short. Looks like the pivot point short was the game, was the play. All right, we're coming back down for VWAP. I'll entertain the 9100 entry with a stop around 70. Play the bounce, otherwise call it a day. Shaw, nicely done, brother. So Hugo and Shaw in their shorts. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, the pivot point short was the play. I unfortunately got stuck watching it. Little M pattern on the 5 minute, huh? Tricky. But if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Today I'm stuck like a deer in headlights, just watching slow price action. All If it bounces here, then oh, I'm gonna have to let it go. There's the bounce. Slight VWAP touch right off of the 200. Will the M pattern play out on the 5 minute? Or is this the bounce area? What's ES doing? Let's take a look at ES. ES is bouncing here as well. It's kind of like in the same M pattern, but it does have a bounce here. So I guess today NQ and ES are moving pretty similar. All right, there's another play. Just happened right before our eyes. VWAP and a 200 SMA bounce. Darn it. Eric, you got that bounce? Nice. That was the VWAP 200, yeah. I'm watching them today. I'm stuck like a deer in headlights today. Hey, green is green, brother. Ooh, look at that bounce. God damn it. This price action is so deceiving. It's deceiving, but it's playing the chart. That's the funny part. If you play the chart, you'll be fine. That was a clear 200 and VWAP bounce right here. This was a clear pivot point rejection for a short. Stuck like a deer in headlights today. Oh boy. Where is a Trump tweet when you need it? Yesterday, those Trump tweets killed me. Now today is nice and peaceful, and I can't figure it out. Hey Eric, 88 bucks across 5 accounts. That's good. Here's your day. I think I'm only up. How much am I up? 96 bucks on that attempted long at the open. Yeah, man, green is green. It's slow, so you may have to wait a while before anything happens. It may not be till the afternoon. So if you got some green in this, you're good. All right, so I missed the VWAP bounce. I missed the 200 SMA bounce down here. May have to let it go. It's a couple moves too many that I've missed now. Again, this price action completely throws me off. The plays have been there. If you trade the chart, you're gonna win, but something throws me off when I see this type of price action. All right, so we came back down. This was the pullback to VWAP, and now we're pushing through. And if it pushes through this level, completely missed the play. And I may have to come back for the afternoon. I'm not chasing it at this point. It's a little lesson here in journaling. Learning how to play the New York Open with not the fast price action we're waiting for. You gotta still do what you're supposed to do. Trade the chart, not the price action. Plays have been there and missed them all. There's the breakout above session high. And I'm still stuck like a deer in headlights. I'm gonna have to watch this one later today on the journaling side. How do I get out of it? Well, the easy answer is just play the chart. Don't worry about how fast or how slow it moves. Play the chart. That's what you do in the Asia session, right? Asia is just as slow and you're just playing chart. It just takes longer. All right, retested that pivot point. See what happens here. Shaw, I used the 10-second. So I do watch the 10-second chart. I know scalpers use either the 10 or the 15. I do watch it, but with this price action, I've been kind of turned off. All right, Eric, have a good one, brother. Thanks for tuning in, Eric. Oh. And there's that channel playing out for the breakout above the pivot point. And I'm stuck watching. Well, watching it grind up. Freaking NQ. All right, I don't know. I may have to walk out for the morning session. And if I really want to trade this, come back closer to power hour. Otherwise, or after lunch. No fireworks for me today, unfortunately. Too slow. I just this price action throws me off. It's my weakness in trading. Funny thing is, if you trade Asia, you're just trading chart. You're not trading how fast or how slow it moves. Sometimes it's adapting that to New York. Another rejection at the pivot point. That's the second rejection at the pivot point. And just a slight little pullback. No fireworks yet. Come on, NQ, let's get some fireworks. Let's get some momentum to the upside, to the downside, something. Where's the 100.1 minute homeless candle to the downside like yesterday? Yesterday was crazy. All right, she's looking like another grind day. And no sign of fireworks yet. This may be one of those days where I walk out. Struggling at that pivot point again. Peter, I guess. I don't know what this is. I'm lost, man. I think you're right. Another drop to VWAP, and then we all get in there, and then it just flushes all the way down. I don't know. This is I'm lost. I'm looking at it like, huh? But usually, like I said, these are the days that I start trying to force entries. When I go back to my losses, it's these type of days. Start making patterns in my mind. Shaw, you're watching the 15-second, huh? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe today is one of those days where you just scalp on the 10 or the 15-second, and yeah, you're right. That short was there. You had some wicking at the top, and then boom, right back down on that 10 points. I don't know, man. I'm just like, huh? What is this? And I definitely don't want to make up a chart pattern to justify an entry today. Although the 5-minute, you got a little weird pattern on the 5-minute. I don't know. Not convincing me in any way right now. So maybe that's what we're looking for. Boom, 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 boom. Another test somewhere around here, and then boom. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, boy. Peter Chan, close to payout with Bulenox. Nice, man. I was close with my Apex PAs until yesterday. I did bring up my, I brought down my loss from yesterday to about 1,200 per account. I was down higher 2,000s. I caught the bounce, but that set me back probably now 3 or 4 days. So if I was planning on submitting a payout with Apex this week, I think I just pushed that to next week with yesterday's trading. And this, I don't know what I'm looking at here. You got a little selling algo forming here. Is this how we're going to predict this play to the downside now? Very tight. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's way too slow. Well, no fireworks today. All right, that's negated. It's not in effect. Let's continue to watch. Very slow. Grind day. And it's pushing. Like I said, it's playing the chart. You just got to have the patience to play the chart. I'm clearly not liking this price action. It's breaking out. And there's the breakout. Oh boy. Just watching them today. Just watching this play out today. And there it goes. That's about 100 points from the open today. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now it's going over after overnight high, potential all-time highs here, and I'm gonna call it. This price action always gets me. It always gets me, and the moves are happening, and I'm just watching them. You get more frustrated just watching them. So time to call it. wow. Little rejection there. Why? It's 23,200. Yep. We're gonna reject here, take another pullback, and then a push above 23,200. Peter, same here. I'm getting close to calling it. Getting very frustrated, missing entries and after entry. It's clearly the price action. I'm just not in sync with it, and nothing wrong with accepting this is not the price action I do well in, and not force anything. So, gonna make a little decision here. I think we're gonna call it for the at least for the morning session. I'll come back, probably have some breakfast, take the kids to school, and come back in the afternoon and see if we get some better price action. And if not, nothing wrong with a no trades day. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor and you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 or 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully we get some price action. Otherwise, we're going to have to adapt and jump on these moves with slow price action. Nothing different than the Asia session. Shaw, yeah, man, you had some nice shorts, right? You played this the initial pivot point short, so good job, Shaw. I just like I said, I'm stuck like a deer in headlights with the slow movements. Probably something I got to work on, learning how to adjust to this price action. Whew. Maybe it's just play the chart. Stop worrying about price action. All right, are we going to reject at the top of that channel? Come right back down to test the bottom and then go back up? Wow. That'd be very interesting. All right, guys, I appreciate you all tuning in. I'm gonna call it. This is it for today. No fireworks. Not in sync, not in tune, and today's one of the days that I'm just gonna call it on myself. No need to push a trades when just not feeling it. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. If you're new to the stream, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Only if you're enjoying the content. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I'll be back for the overnight in Asia session, traders. I'll be on tonight at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Hope you guys had a nice green day. Keep it green. If you're into red, cut your losses. It's pretty slow as it is. Go enjoy your family and life. Talk to you all tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.